Okay, first I'm gonna say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim Al Shah Bashim Gakudash. Let it double on himself, ourselves, and teach you great medicine. If I learn the truth, I'll say sure I want to hope for elective Israel. And I'm about to play this and go into some scriptures.
And what I want to say, and people not gonna like it, but it's the truth, bro. It is the truth. Christianity is the only religion you can do that shit to. It's not respected, bro. It's not respected. It's not revered. Bro, it's literally a gay Jesus, a non-binary Jesus, a trans Jesus or whatever, bro. Because Christianity is watered down, bro. Like, don't nobody respect it. That's why he did that. That's why he can do that shit. Had that been him trying to mock the Muslims, had that been him trying to mock the Jews, Lil Nas X would have been Lil Nas missing. And what
And make sure to make this quick. But as you can see, you have a lot of people. Well, to be honest with you, it's really too late when it comes to people trying to go Christians trying to stand for God now. But as you see, you had that whole ice cream thing called Sweet Jesus. But Christianity is the weakest and most mocked and the most lacking in respect religion on in history. Nobody respects Christians, especially black Christians. And one of the main reasons why is because they don't know, like they don't know Lord. They don't know the book. They don't know the God in which they say they believe in. Um, they stand for nothing. They have no morals. They have no limits. And you average everyday Chris. What's that nigga TD Jakes? A fucking clown show. You know that? What's that one? That little one thing he said. We're in a time of swallowing. I'm going to play it really quick.
I would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming and you
And these dog, these are the niggas you have as the so-called leaders of the black Christian church. And everybody knows, black Christians, they're a joke. Um, and when you go into when you go into even when the guy mentioned Muslims, even though they're false idols, the book that they get their lives, their lifestyle out of, it's a lifestyle. Following the Lord is a culture. It's a culture. It's a way of life. When you go into the Bible, it's how to order your life. And what one of the reasons why black Christians are not respected, why they're looked at as fucking idiots, because they are idiots, because they don't understand the book that they read, that they say they read. Well, they read it, they don't understand it, and they have no limits. They have no scruples. When you go into the scriptures, there's things that you can do, things you can't do, things you can joke about, things that you can't joke about. And what these niggas have no limits. When you say that, God loves everybody. When you actually, and people will point out that when you got niggas, you have atheists that have actually, read the Bible and understand more than a nigga who says he's a Christian. But they'll point out how, they're like, what, God doesn't love everybody. That he has favorites. You can't do whatever you want. And the guy mentioned how Christianity is the only religion where you could do that shit with, and he's right. Like with any other religion, there'll be some type of uprising or outburst. Somebody's going to say something. But black Christians are the only one who will allow this shit. And the book and the God that they say that they believe in does not condone any of this shit. This is Psalms 94 and 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity, which is sin. In other words, you have the prophets. The Lord sent his men out to profess his word, profess his word, and to tell people what, like what, if you want to believe in the God of the Bible, there's certain things that you can do, certain things that you can't do. No, you cannot be a faggot. If you call yourself a believer in God, a so-called Christian, because the word Christian, it's a derogatory term, and the word Christ he wasn't called that. But if you call yourself a believer in Yahushua, a believer in God of the Bible, there's things that you have to abide by. And that's another thing that's wrong with black people as a whole. Why niggas are not respected. Because what's that saying? If you stand for everything, you'll end up standing for nothing. And what they believe in, accepting everybody. These other religions don't believe in that shit. And he mentioned the rats over there in Israel. They don't believe in that shit. Yet all of these, they have limits and they're all respected. People take them seriously. People will take you seriously if you have limits. If you show them that you're just not going to go along with anything. Such as the Israelites. People will talk shit about us, but we do know what the fuck we're talking about. Esau takes us seriously. And you got niggas that will scoff at us because, the majority of you black people are just fucking clowns. That's why, and once again, Esau, the so-called white man. What's that old fart that just croaked, Jacob Rothschild? Niggas like that take what we have to say seriously. Because they're not fucking morons like you niggas. They know what we're saying is the truth. But once again, you niggas are just clowns. All you niggas know is weed, sex, and Lil Cardi B. Or whatever the fuck her name is. That's all you niggas know. You don't know shit else but that. And killing each other for some Jordans. By the way, if you look it up, his shoes were made for white people. Michael Jordan does not like you niggas, but he markets his shoes to you niggas because you stupid fucks will buy it. But truthful insults aside, even that in itself, those are points why you're not respected, why Christianity is not respected. Because you niggas don't believe in what you say you believe in. You really don't. Because, when you go into the scriptures, belief, it's backed by action. And once again, you can't worship God how you want to. You have to worship him how he says it. If you're coming to somebody with a deal, you're going to have to come to them on their terms. And proof of this is what was that? We fight for our laws. Because when you go into history, such as eating pork, once again, something that's forbidden, something that you're not supposed to do, and something that's actually detrimental to your health in the secular world. You've had men in history that have been killed for not eating pork, for not bowing down to other idols. You have people who consider themselves, you have niggas who consider themselves to be Christians, who engage in shit like voodoo and praying to the ancestors and worshiping these other gods. Which is idolatry. And what? We may be in modern times, but so-called biblical times is still here. The scriptures encompass all of eternity. This First Maccabees 3 and 20. They come against us in much pride and iniquity to destroy us and our wives and our children and to spoil us. But we fight for our lives and our laws. They didn't just, our people, they died so they could uphold. They died. The seven children and the mother, Eleazar. They died because of the faith and the respect that they had in the law of Yahweh Shema Shai. Once again, they were respected because their names are left for a memorial because they stood for something. They had honor. It's an honorable thing to not fold for something, to stand for something. But once again, when you go into black, I mainly mention, like, Edomite Christians, to a certain, like, it's kind of bad with them, but to a certain extent, I don't want to say they believe in God, but they're not all over the fucking place like Jake is when it comes to Black Christianity Church. Like, they're fucked up, no doubt. But from what I've seen, like, they're not as fucked up as Jake. And when you go into Christianity, who do you think of? You think of white Jesus, and you think of a nigga woman. You think of Jake. But that's why I mention niggas a lot. But, like, even when you go into fucking, white Christianity, modern day Christianity is bullshit either way. But it said how we fight for our lives and our laws. They had faith. They weren't willing to bend. They weren't willing to just accept anything. Because the Lord does not accept anything. So you call yourself a follower of him, why would you accept anything? Hence why you have some... And mind you, that nigga Lil Nas X said he wasn't really a homo. He was just doing it for money. But you have shit like that could masquerade as gay Jesus. Look up something called Cesare Borgia, Serapis Christus, and Cesare Borgia. No, what's that nigga? Serbian Jesus. All crime lords. That nigga Serbian Jesus, man. But that's a different God, but it's a God that these niggas worship. But they keep, you got some dude that can make a parody. That's a serious fucking thing. When you have times in our history where you had niggas. What was it? There's a few times. I think it was somewhere in the Maccabees where you had niggas that was fucking around in the temple, committing bullshit, and you had men that would kick their ass, kill them. I think there's one guy that caught a spear over the altar, because I forgot who it was, but somebody, I think it was in Maccabees, somebody speared him. You had men that will literally kill motherfuckers for bullshitting in the temple. Yahweh Shai, a prime example. The man who you call Jesus Christ. For you had Jakes that were taking advantage and they were selling shit in the temple. And what did Yahweh Shai do? He came and lifted those heavy ass fucking stone tables and started beating niggas' asses. That was a sacred thing. And it's supposed to be a sacred thing, like what? To not profane your God, to not take part in idolatry. And once again, when you go into those rats over there, they believe in keeping it in the bloodline. You've had niggas that have tried to go over there and break bread with those baby molesters, but they've been kept separated. Them niggas knew that, hey, these African Americans are not a part of us, and that was made clear when them niggas got fucking kicked out. Once again, not accepting anything, and they're respected for that. You're looked at as soft if you just have your fucking hands open and just accepting anything, and you really are. Being open-minded is not a strength. That's a fucking weakness. You like what? You do some shit like that. You try to, you talk shit about Yahweh Shai, you make fun of Yahweh Shai. You're going to hear some words. Those that believe in them are going to have some words for you. Yet you see this type of shit, and like that type of shit just happens, and nobody has anything to say. But I'm not gonna go on. Hope is edifying, but once again, like people, like once again, shit like that is a, you know, that's a reason why Christianity is not fucking respected, and especially why niggas and nigger Christianity isn't fucking respected. But so y'all praises glory and honor to Yahweh by Shema Shah, Shema Kadash, Double on Apostle and Teacher Great Millstone, probably in the Q, Shalom to Hope like Israel, Instruction Babylon, Great America.